Welcome everyone to another episode of the Camper Report. I'm your host Benjamin Camperman, and today we are bringing you the 49ers versus Rams pregame show. Obviously, I will be back on later on today after the game with my brother to discuss the game. It's going to be, everything rides on this game basically, and the Falcons Saints game. Obviously, the NFL postponed. Well, like the NFL changed the Falcons Saints schedule because it was originally supposed to be at 11 o'clock. But then they changed it to 2:25 because they didn't want the Rams and the 49ers to know the outcome of the Falcons Saints game before their game started. So that was generally that happens with NFL. That was expected to happen when this sort of thing, when the playoff picture came down to it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna get into keys and stuff like but let's get to the first one. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starter for this game, and that was my really first topic. Jimmy is starting, and I think at the 49ers, we've talked about this quite a bit. If Jimmy Garoppolo loses this game, Kyle Shanahan misses the playoffs. Kyle Shanahan can say, it's really not my fault because I had Jimmy Garoppolo as my starter. And he can say, really, if we don't make the playoffs, at least you guys can't blame me for starting Trey and missing the playoffs. So he did the safe thing. He basically said, I'm going to start Jimmy Garoppolo. And if we miss the playoffs, you can't blame me for anything because I'm just trying to prove a point that Jimmy Garoppolo isn't a good quarterback. But I do expect, like, with his finger, right? It's gonna be a little bit rusty. And it's gonna be interesting to see, like, how many times they feed Debo. And for the Rams, as soon as they heard Jimmy Garoppolo was starting, you have to go back to Debo Samuel because Debo Samuel is gonna be the type of guy that's gonna be getting those short shovel passes that he's gonna be taking for 10 yards. So, like, you have to zero in on Debo Samuel as soon as the Rams heard Jimmy Garoppolo is starting, they're going to zero in on Debo Samuel because Jimmy Garoppolo isn't going to be able to throw it very far. I think his finger is going to hurt. He's going to be in pain, but I don't think he's going to be 100. I think right now at this point he's 75% healthy. Or 80% healthy. So his throws are going to be a little bit off. That means the 49ers are going to take the safe and conservative route and do a lot of short passes and run the ball 50 or try to run it 45 times. Will that work? I don't know. I don't think it will. I think the Rams are finally going to get what they want with the 49ers. I think the Rams are going to finally figure it out. And really, Jimmy Garoppolo, now that he's the starter, kind of gives you one dimension. You can basically say, okay, a lot of the passes are going to be going to Debo Samuel because he can turn it into a lot of and George Kittle. And so you don't really have to guard downfield with Jimmy Garoppolo, especially with this finger injury. The thing that's going to be really dangerous is over the middle. Will he be able to fit it in the tight windows like he used to be with his finger injury? And that's going to be the most dangerous thing is, can he fit it in those tight windows to where he's not going to throw a ton of picks? I do expect him, like, if he looks pretty bad in the second, I highly doubt we're going to see Trey Lance in this game. Maybe we will for a few plays, but I think even if Jimmy Garoppolo is doing bad in the second half, maybe we bench him, but it would have to take a lot for us to bench him. So I really don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be probably the Rams winning this game by a little bit, like, not, I think it's going to be kind of similar to the Titans game, where it comes down close. The 49ers catch the Rams off guard in the first quarter, get a little bit of a lead, but the Rams battle back. I think you're going to see that type of game, and then it's going to come down to that last drive or whatever, and I think 49ers will lose it for themselves. So, Ben V makes a great point here. Kyle makes the roster decisions. He is responsible for the results. That's a good point, but I think 49ers fans or Jimmy Garoppolo fans will say if they miss the playoffs and we started Trey, we should have started Jimmy Garoppolo even if he wasn't healthy. And so this is kind of the safe route. Now, yes, I agree with you. He is responsible for his roster decisions, but at the end of the day, starting Jimmy Garoppolo, i- it's he has a good excuse. Okay, well, Jimmy Garoppolo's only 75%. So that's his excuse, was only 75%. So he's just going with the safe decision. Lance can't throw. Okay, okay. That's interesting. I mean, he was impressive last week, and I think if he can kind of translate it this week to last week, Jimmy, at the end of the day, when we have beaten the Rams in previous years, the 49ers haven't really had to do much. So if you're Trey Lance and let's say you're starting this game, you do not have to do that much to win this game. You don't have to throw it 40 times. The 49ers are going to try to run it 45 times, throw it maybe barely like 20 times with the quarterback. So if you're Trey Lance, anybody starting under center, you really don't have to do much. So maybe Lance can't throw, like maybe Lance won't, like, yes, he's a rookie, but he's not going to have to do that much. And that's why Jimmy Garoppolo, they'll still have a chance even though he's not at full strength. The 49ers will. So, keys to the game, obviously, I kind of already went over them, but Emmanuel Moseley is coming back. That is huge. Again, shutting down Cooper Kupp. And last time when the 49ers played the Rams, Odell Beckham was barely on the team. I mean, he really was only getting like 30% of the offensive snaps. He had, I think, just joined the week before he played that game, but really only got a few targets. They only drew up a few plays for him. So Odell Beckham wasn't part of like back then, Odell Beckham wasn't part of the offense as much. Now he is. This is going to be huge. Now, it's good that we got Emmanuel Moseley back, but we're just going to have to limit how much, like, the key to this game is limiting the downfield throws. They're going to try to target Ambry Thomas, but it's so key that we got Emmanuel Moseley back, and we obviously got all these guys off of COVID because this is going to be such an important step. Like, this is going to be an important um step for this team because if you're starting Josh Norman on Odell Beckham will cook Josh Norman every time. So Emmanuel Moseley is going to be a very important piece for this team and for shutting down Odell Beckham. You're going to have to limit at least one of these guys. They're going to try to zero in on Cooper Kupp. Maybe Odell Beckham has a bigger game, but I think if Matthew Stafford throwing all these picks, if you can kind of um, shut now again, another thing is that this is another key is the Rams will have more of a running game. Like last time they didn't have a running game. They really only had Darrell Henderson and I mean, they didn't really have a running game. This time they have Cam Akers, who he is coming off an Achilles. So now they have a few running backs that can carry the load. That's going to be key. So really, I think the key to this game is getting up early on the Rams. So they're going to have to throw the ball, right? Because if you can do that, then they don't have to run the ball as much. And maybe then once you get up early on them, once they throw the ball, they start throwing the ball. Maybe Matthew Stafford will make those mistakes as we've seen him make in the past few weeks, throwing, I think, 6 interceptions in the last 3 weeks. So we can force them to throw it more, we'll see more of those Matthew Stafford mistakes that he's been making the past few games. So get up early on them. And that's what I've got to say for that key. Uh, Trey Lance, 3/4 to move the ball against the worst defense in the league. How is that impressive? Mm. I mean, the second half, it was really only 2 quarters. And first thing, that was mainly, I think, Kyle Shanahan's mistake. Because Kyle Shanahan's um he was doing a very easy offense, running it a ton, and he was not opening up the playbook for Trey Lance whatsoever. In that first half, you didn't see any downfield throws. You barely saw, like, that you saw him until that last drive when they kicked a field goal. You saw them throw it 6 times until that last drive. Up until that last drive, they had only thrown it 6 times in the first half against the Texans. So it's not even like he was doing anything uh to really, like, he threw that one pick. But at the end of the day, Kyle Shanahan, it was a pretty vanilla offense in the first half. And that's why they weren't scoring as much, because Kyle Shanahan was keeping it vanilla and the run game was getting shut down. And so because of that, we weren't scoring at all. But it wasn't Trey Lance's fault. Yeah, he threw the interception, but he only threw it 6 times up until that last drive in the first half. So I really don't think you can blame it. You can blame it a little bit on him, but I don't think you can blame it entirely on him just because Kyle Shanahan wasn't really letting him do the things that he does best. Jimmy has to start if he is available. This is not the game to start experimenting with a rookie. I agree. I think this is the safe option. I said it earlier on in the show. Safe option. We all know it, but and it's the safest option because if we lose, we can say, okay, Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't healthy enough to start. La da da da. And Trey Lance was a rookie, so this was the safe option. I agree. Trey Lance was in his second start. He did fine. Yeah, I think he was. I mean, the thing is this man was 16 for 23 or whatever. Second start. I don't care if it was against. First thing, Texans aren't the worst team in the league. They have actually some talent on their team. I mean, my brother brought up a great point the other day where he said basically, with insert Deshaun Watson in that Texans offense, and they're a playoff team. They didn't even lose that many people to free agency. Like, they are a playoff team overall. So insert Deshaun Watson into that Texans team, and they're almost a playoff team, and they didn't even lose that many people. So right now, they're just playing with a rookie quarterback. But other than that, the Texans do have some talent, and their defense is a lot better than you guys will make them out to be. Their pass defense is probably top 10 in the league nearly, and their run defense has actually been pretty good the last few weeks. So that's a little bit of an overstatement. They're the worst team in the league because they still have some talent. They just haven't been able to figure it out. New coach, rookie quarterback, everything else. Lance has tiny hands, creates a wobble every time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know how to I don't know how to break that down. I'm not sure why he has a wobble, but is the wobble bad? Like, it's not like there was a ton of drops against the Texans. Like, that first game against the Cardinals, there was drops, but last week against the Texans, there was no drops. So, ducks are harder to catch. I didn't see receivers dropping balls against. That's exactly what, yeah, I just said. The Texans look good to me. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like it was really a factor, the wobble in this game. Like, that's something that you can nitpick, but you can't really say was a key factor in that game. Like, so that's something that every fan will try to look at, and if you're really taking a deep dive into it. But at the end of the day, he isn't much worse than Jimmy Garoppolo, and he is only in his second start. Houston's second. Yeah, okay. They did drop 3 interceptions, but I mean, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Okay, so next one, guys coming back from COVID. This was key. I mean, yes, you can make an argument that their conditioning is going to be important in this game, and that's why, like, even though there's going to be cornerbacks coming back from COVID, they haven't practiced all week, so they're going to be their conditioning is going to be a little bit less on point, but still key. K'Waun Williams, who is going to have the job of guarding Cooper Kupp all day long, is going to be playing activated off of the COVID list. Ambry Thomas activated off the COVID list. Jimmy Ward activated off the COVID list. And then there was one more guy, I feel like. What's his name? Okay, anyways. Deommodore Lenoir is still on the COVID list, but he's not going to play. So that's super key because without K'Waun Williams, Dontae Johnson. There we go. Dontae Johnson. So without K'Waun Williams, this team was probably screwed because Cooper Kupp's going to shred them. And so I don't really. Here's an argument that I make against the whole conditioning thing. Like they haven't practiced all week. They're still NFL football players. Like it's not like they're going to be that. Like obviously, I'm a cross country runner. When I took 3 days off on the state week, like when we made it to state on that week, I took 3 days off because I had a cold. That really affected me. It really did for my conditioning. But I still think a 75% K'Waun Williams is better than a practice squad cornerback. So that is super key. Ambry Thomas, another guy that has really been improving. And if you look at how many times a team targets him, teams don't target him much because he's getting better. So that's key. And then obviously Emmanuel Moseley coming back from injury, practicing all week. So this secondary gets some key parts back for this Rams game, and that's really just good news for this team. I believe Trent Williams is playing in this game as well, so that's good. Draft receivers, Ben V says, draft receivers with better hands, problem solved. Yeah, I mean, that could be a good thing too. And obviously Trey Lance will fix his spiral. I think they're going to work on it this season, this offseason. And again, without this whole next offseason won't be a QB controversy. So you're going to be able to focus more on the guy that is important, Trey Lance, So it's this offseason, I'm sure they're going to try to work on some of that stuff. Yes. That's why they play defense. Yep. Yep. So yeah, those are the guys coming back from injury. K'Waun Williams, Jimmy Ward, what's his name? Ambry Thomas and Dante Johnson. Those are 4 key guys that we need for depth and everything else. So that's really key. And I mean, I don't think the 49ers would have been able to win this game without them. So the last topic I wanted to get to before I wrap this up, don't forget, guys, after the game, come and join me and my brother. We'll be talking about the game after it, right after the game probably. And I mean, man, there's going to be a lot to talk about. That after the game will basically be the playoff picture right there. So let's get into it though. The playoff picture. So both teams are playing for a lot of things. The Rams, I think, can still get second seed here. Real quick. Okay, so I've got my so yes, Rams can still get second seed because the Cowboys and the Patriots all still can get second seed. So the Rams are playing for something here. Rams can clinch the NFC West with a win or a Cardinals loss. So both teams, and then Cardinals clinch an NFC West with win and Rams loss. So a lot riding on this game. I mean, the Cardinals are going to be the biggest 49ers fans this game ever because they want to win the division. They want to get home field advantage first round. So a lot riding on this game. But I mean, hey, the Rams, they're going to be playing for something too because they just have to hope that I think they honestly wait, if the Rams win, they have the tiebreaker over the Bucks. So right now they are ahead of the Bucks. Like, okay, the current playoff picture right now for the NFC is current playoff picture. Rams are playing, yeah, because the Rams right now currently are the 2 seed. But so if the Rams lose today, then and the Cardinals win, then not only do they drop down to the wild card, to 5th seed, but also the Cowboys would move to 2nd seed. Or no, I think the Buccaneers, yes, the Buccaneers would move to 2nd seed. So, and then if the Rams win today, basically all they have to do is win, and they are a 2nd seed. So there's a lot riding on this game because all they have to do is win and they get the 2nd seed and they play the Eagles the first round. If you're the Rams, you do not want to face the 49ers in the first round. You want to knock the 49ers out of the playoffs because if the 49ers are in the playoffs, there's always, and the Cardinals, there's always, you don't want that to happen. You do not want to have your divisional opponents in the playoffs. So the Rams want to beat the 49ers. They want to win. There is a lot riding on this game. And current playoff, Packers have the first round bye. Rams are right now slated to play the Eagles. And the nice thing is 49ers. So the Eagles got destroyed by the Cowboys yesterday. And so the nice thing is if the 49ers lose and the Saints lose, they still get 6th seed. See, before it was if the Eagles beat the Cowboys yesterday, the 49ers lost and the Saints lost, the 49ers would be 7th seed. But no, now all the 49ers, like even if the 49ers lose and the Saints lose, they still get 6th seed. So that's good for the 49ers. Not a lot of people want to play the Bucks, but I kind of do because the Bucks are very depleted right now on offense. And they're not on a roll, so you want to face the Bucks right now, if anything. So currently Buccaneers third. So it would be Bucks versus 49ers currently right now, Cowboys versus Cardinals. And that's another thing. Cowboys definitely do not want to face the Cardinals again because they just got beat by the Cardinals. So that's a key one. So yeah, a lot riding on this game. 49ers, I don't know, like I talked about it with Amin like a little more than a week ago. I don't know who at this point you would want to play in the NFC. I would say right now you don't want to play your divisional opponent. I would honestly want to say the Bucks. Like, you guys will disagree with me, but the Bucks are not on a roll. They're not hot. They've lost a lot of weapons. They've got guys that, I mean, Leonard Fournette, arguably, I don't even think is coming back for the wild card weekend. I don't even think he's coming back. So, like, barring a deep playoff run, you have no Leonard Fournette, which was one of the scariest people that I think I was the most scared of on that Buccaneers offense. And the only guy that they have is Mike Evans and a few other receivers that Scotty Miller and stuff like that. But at this point, they're at their lowest right now, So especially if the Rams beat us this game, you do not want to play them again. You do not want to play them again. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I've been here for the last 23 minutes for the pregame show. This was actually a lot of fun, more fun than I expected it would be because we got some comments in the chat. We got a good little discussion on Trey Lance. We got the playoff picture. And don't forget, guys, join me back here after the game, right after we'll be going live. So join me back here. It's been a lot of fun, Keep it. Okay, he's Dick. Wait. Dick Tracy says, keep it up, young buck. Good luck on growing this channel. Yeah, been doing this for like 9 months now. It's been a lot of fun. I love football, and I'm doing what I love, so it's been a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for watching. What's your score prediction? Ooh, I'm gonna say Rams win in a close one. I'm going to say pretty low scoring. Well, decently low scoring. I'm going to say 24-21. Yeah, because I think 49ers defense will be better than we expect them to be. I think it's going to be a very similar game. Sorry, no, let me say 24-20. I'm going to say 24-20. Yes, 24-20. I think it's going to be a lot closer than we expect. Like, it's going to be kind of like the Titans game where we have a chance to win it, but they end up beating us at the end there and sneaking it out. I think that's how it's going to be. I think 49ers will lose in a close one, and it's really going to have to depend on the Saints-Falcons game. And real quick, guys, Falcons are playing in Atlanta, okay? And they beat the Saints by, it was week, I think 5 or whatever. I'm quickly looking it up here. Let's see here. I'm looking up. The Saints played the Falcons and lost earlier on this year. So this isn't going to be a cakewalk, I feel like. This is actually going to be a pretty good game, especially since the Saints offense sucks. It's way worse than it was earlier on in the season. Hold on here. So the Saints lost to the Falcons November 7th, which would have been week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Week 9, 27-25 in New Orleans. A few, like, weeks ago. So this isn't going to be no cakewalk for the Saints. Like, people are saying that Saints will most likely win. Well, I would watch your words. I would watch your words. Great show. Thank you. 49ers win 48-47, and it comes down to a field goal. Wow, that is a wow, that's a high scoring game. Holy. Uh Lambs, hold on. Lambs win a close one. 73-9. Yes. 49ers win 50-47. Damn, that's a high score. Uh yeah. Well, I don't know. 24-20 is my score prediction. I think it's going to be a very similar game, like I just said, to the Titans game where we battle it out with them, but they get a close one. The biggest thing is if we can get takeaways. I think that's another key is getting takeaways on defense, right? Because Matthew Stafford has made mistakes. Like, it's not going to be no cakewalk. Matthew Stafford is going to make mistakes. So basically, I think it's, can the 49ers really, if the only thing the 49ers really have to do in this game, run the ball well, the biggest thing, don't shoot themselves in the foot, right? Don't turn it over at all, you know? Jimmy Garoppolo can't throw an interception because that will be a bad, like, or at least not 2 interceptions like he did against the Titans. Basically, this is how we beat them last time, and I believe this is how we'll beat them this time, is wait for the Rams. This is the biggest thing with them. The Rams are very self-destructive. If you wait long enough in the game, they are going to beat themselves. They are going to shoot themselves in the foot. So the biggest thing with the Rams is just don't make mistakes and they'll blow themselves up, basically. So get some takeaways on defense on Matthew Stafford, and that's my key, is just getting takeaways and not giving any easy interceptions or anything else. That's really, but that's no guarantee with Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So you're a true fan, great passion for the game. Nice to see. Yeah, thank you a lot. I mean, I've been a 49ers fan since 2000 and what? 11? I think it was 2011, 2000. Yeah, I think it was 2011. I was 4. So, I've been a 49ers fan most of my life for 10 years now. So, yeah. Well, anyways, guys, this has been a fun show. Thanks for all the supporters. We got quite a few people in the chat here. Thanks for just everything. Thanks for watching once again. Again, I'll be live right after the game with my brother talking about the game. And we'll see you guys later. And go Niners. Peace.